Good afternoon. This is the Elliott Wave Daily Update for the S&P 500, being recorded on Tuesday, August the 26th at 1:35 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Um, I've kind of reverted back, and the late afternoon break of the volatility trigger and large gamma 1 in the spiders and in the ES, we managed to get ourselves back above large gamma 3 and also the volatility trigger. So those were all the last being large gamma 3 kind of came late in the session. But once it did break, it gave that final push that we got into the bell and then right after the bell. So that convinced me, hopefully enough, that we're likely still that the wave two is complete. One, two, three, four, starting up in that fifth wave, and hopefully will continue now. Uh, Now that we broke above volatility triggers and above a large gamma position, and here in the S&P, because we're basically not that far away from, first of all, getting above what I've labeled as wave three, but also pushing up above 6,500, which would be very strong for a continuation of this rally, number one, and saves that lower level at the 6,400 level in the SPX from being violated or just taken out, which would have caused a big, probably like swoosh lower. So the same type of move that we got into the bell and then right after the bell of a push higher, had it been achieved earlier in the session, I think we would have seen it follow through much stronger. Um, so I'm hoping that once we start up again with Globex and go through all the other time zones and get back, that we may be above. And so, in other words, it's like we may go up in Globex and the either Asia session or the European session, make it up to the topside resistance for wave three, which would be 65.32 up there in that area. 100% is 64.93, but that just kind of equals where the market's already been. So, and that I'm just leaving it there because it's likely going to provide some type of resistance. But I think we should be able to get through that pretty easily and then start looking at 6,500. Now, SPX is where the 5,500 number is showing up as large gamma 1 in the call wall. Here in the ES, and it might be a little bit lower tomorrow, probably $1, so it might be 65.15, maybe. Um, so still 6,500 in the SPX, 65. Right now it's 16. I'm going to think it goes down to 15 overnight. It's large gamma 2 and the call wall here in the ES. And that will, if we can get above that, it should give us another little thrust higher. And I think the getting up into this resistance zone at 65.28 to 65.32. And I'm actually going to call it 65.25 to 65.35 with an outside chance that we may actually get ourselves up to 65.50. Now, not really anything in there. So we're going to see how, if anything, this all changes overnight now that we've kind of broken through there, where a lot of these levels may get adjusted to. So that'll be interesting as well. But right now, the big decision is going to be, is it just wave one of this minuet third wave? Or is it all of the minuet third wave? So I'd have to drop this down 1 degree and call it, subminuet wave one of minuet wave three. But right now I'm leaving it as that if it comes back up and it gets up into here, that it probably could put that wave three there. But I actually like would see it. I'd love to see it kind of really get itself up there. This would be okay, but it's just the third. So we'd still have much higher levels. But wave three would come in at 0.618 of wave one. And that's kind of sketchy, although it's can be A, B, and then we get a stronger C wave. So I'm hoping that we still got a shot at blasting through all of this and getting up into there. And that could happen tomorrow, pre NVIDIA's earnings or maybe post NVIDIA's earnings. Again, that's putting a lot of weight on that NVIDIA is going to report, and it's going to be very, very well accepted into the market. Tomorrow we have a continuation, but we don't really have any. The only thing we got is the Richmond Fed President Tom Barkin is out there speaking at 12 noon Eastern. So the next set of numbers are really our economic data is coming out on Thursday, which is initial jobless claims, GDP, pending home sales. And then Friday, personal income, personal spending, PCE. So that's going to be important again. So maybe if we can get up here, there is a chance that we can finish wave three and then look for a four and then a five. And if that PC index does not show any improvement over inflation numbers, there may be some prices to pay for that coming in, as it will, because it could have an effect on whether the Fed will actually go through and cut a quarter of a point on the 17th of September. Now, this is going to remain interesting for right now. Because to be honest with you, until we get up there and we break above all of this, um, everything else has to stay alive. And right now, we're not above that level. We're not above this level. If we come in tomorrow and they've done nothing but sink it all the way back down, then I got to reverse it all back out. The two goes over here. This goes into the A. That becomes a B. And then we're coming down in the C wave, and it goes back to the same story as to what we're really looking for here. And again, it really can't break below. Uh, well, here it probably could, but I wouldn't be looking for it to go below 63, 62, although we have some numbers that do come in a little bit below from before. So, um, but right now, I'm feeling a little bit good about how the market finished today and what it got up and through was not held back. And finally, there, and it could have been the push. But here is the other thing that continues to plague what we're doing. We finally did, and the S&P get above a million contracts being traded today, but the Nasdaq still low volume or for a full day, and actually it's from the start of the Globex session yesterday at 6 p.m. Eastern, it was 436. So normally on any type of a day where we have a decent rally, I mean the S&P should be 1.5 to 2 million. We haven't seen 2 million in quite some time, quite some time. So again, we're operating under low volume, and so that could be a negative for this rally continuing, particularly inside of a third. When we're looking for that fifth, we should see the volume pick up as well as the pace to moving higher. And that would be what I think we might get. And if we can get up there and break the call wall, oh, that should give us a nice boost. And so we could probably get up to 65, 50, or even higher. There's the 100% at 66.31. That would be nice. That would be something because 65 is now kind of like what 64 was until we got above 64. Then it became support. And if it got broken, then we're going down much further. So that's an interesting concept. So if we can get above 6,500 in the SPX, I think that A, it's going to be very healthy for the continuation of the rally now. And so that we could probably uh, continue to work our way higher as we get into September. And then as we await the FOMC meeting, which will be on the 17th. So I hate to say it, but it could be that we just kind of falter around and we just chop our way higher. But let's see if we can't get a decent day out of this tomorrow. Um, Late in the day, there was some decent trades for day trading and also for just swing trading as well. And but it came into the bell, and then as soon as the bell rang, boom, they popped it. I'm like, oh, okay. So it was interesting how it got done. So I guess it was just these Market on the close. Buy orders. All right. So that is really going to be it. Now, again, if we start coming down, we're going to have that support at about 64.30. We still are going to have, I believe, that 6,400 level, SPX 6,400 level, not to be broken, because if it does, it really could just put a flush on the whole thing. And it's just going to look like we could drop quickly, and then that brings into the 61.55. So I'm continuing to leave these here in case we need to roll this 4 out. And that would be, if we broke 6,400, it would have raised the prospect that the fourth wave is still, the minute fourth wave is still in force, and that this is wave A of 4, wave B of 4, and all in its glory of being an irregular. And that's 1, and this is 2. Now, interesting enough, it's kind of changing that a little bit. And again, that's why I've taken it all off, but I can't discount it or take it away and say, nope, this is the way it is and this is ground. So, but that rally and getting close to that high kind of softened downside from actually following through and built up so that upside should probably follow through. That's how I'm feeling. So let's see kind of what we get tomorrow. And then, of course, NVIDIA's earnings tomorrow afternoon after the close. So, and that'll be interesting as well. All right, that's it. Our next update will be tomorrow morning.